Welcome everyone. Thank you for joining us for today's webinar. My name is Nandini and I'll be your host for tonight. We are going to understand a different side of Bharat, getting into their experiences, how management and business in rural Bharat works, and if this is the cause you want to work towards. We have guests who are going to share their experiences and life lessons and help us understand the needs of rural India. Today we have with us not one but three, as you can see, who are from different specialization, including dairy, technology, forest studies, econ, public administration, and social management major. The thing tying them all together is their MBA from Institute of Rural Management, Anand, post which they have worked in well-known companies like Tata Steel, Mahindra Home Finance, Amul, etc. Let me introduce you to them one by one. And guys, since you guys are all fit in one tab or screen, in one laptop, so can you just, when I inform or when I just state the name, can you just pick, like, do this? Great. Cool. So please welcome Shivani. Shivani. She is a dairy technologist and a solo traveler. She has converted the Transforming Initiative Fellowship and has also interviewed for SBI Youth for India program. She braced herself for IRMA by staying in her village during the second wave of COVID to understand the ground realities. She interned at Mahindra Home Finance to understand dynamics of affordable housing in urban and peri-urban areas. Her mission is Rurban, which we'll get into soon. And I hope we have an interesting discussion regarding this. Yeah, we are done with her. Next, we have Saurabh Jaiswal. Saurabh, yeah, the only guy out here who is a forest studies grad and is a gold medalist of his batch. He also received a merit-based scholarship in IRMA worth rupees 5 lakhs and has interned with Grow Indigo in his summers, where he was also extended a PPO. Later, he received a winter internship offer from Tata Steel, where he is still working in a hybrid model. That is cool, which was provided to him as a reward for being a national finalist in case study competition. Damn nice. The last part is interesting, and we are going to get into that soon. And the last guest is Yukta Doshi. Yukta. Yes, we have her here. She is a triple major god in economics, public administration, and social management. She has done her summer internship with Amul on quick commerce and currency, doing live projects on organic market under Varghese Korean internship. She pens down her thoughts on her blog, which has readers across 8 countries. So, Shivani, Saurabh, and Yukta, firstly, welcome you guys to this webinar. I hope we can chat around and understand the second side or the different side of India's management, that is rural management, and we can inspire more people to maybe join this. So, really nice having you here.
Thank you so much, Nandini and team inside IIM. We are really glad to be here. Thank you so much.
Great. So to our lovely audience, guys, if you have any questions during the presentation, please comment on the live chat. And many of you have also shared it to us through your registration, which I will take up. I have not included all those 60 questions because they will be tired after answering those. So I have just picked and chosen some of them. In case there are some important questions, you can also post that on the live chat itself. So let's begin this. Ready, all of you guys? Ready? Great. So firstly, I want to know what brings you guys towards rural management. So why did you guys decide to get into rural management and join IRMA? So maybe we can start with Shivani. Shivani, can you answer this question?
Okay, so I did my bachelor's from Anand. I'm a dairy technologist, and Irma was my go-to place on every weekend. And Irma organizes this Anand Run, which is a yearly marathon. And after pandemic, it is going to be held this year. So Anand Run was the turning point where I knew that this is the place where I want to come. If not after 1 year, then after 2 or 3 years. But yes, here I am. I'm happy.
Great. And Saurabh, what about you?
So I am a grad of Agri-Allied Core, that is forest studies, and I already had this assumption in my mind that 65% of India is rural. And to tap that market, and it's an unserved segment of the society, right? So and Irma is basically providing me a niche towards rural management and how I can work for the rural community and work with the rural community. That made me join Irma, and having a background of agriculture, so that was a clear-cut idea and inclination towards Irma.
Got it. What about you, Yukta?
So for me, I was not happy with the job opportunities I was getting after graduation, and I always wanted to do something which had profits as well as a social impact. So Irma seemed an obvious choice for me. So that's why I came here.
Got it. So, if I may forward this to, I think most of us have heard about B schools like IIMs, SPGen, XLRI, etc. So we take a CAT, we get into GDs interviews, and then that is the process basically to get inside these B schools. So, what is the exact process to get inside Irma?
So I think we had a very interesting process when it happened for us. So we went through a aptitude test, and we also went through an interview, which was a fun interaction where we got to know rural a lot. So this was the procedure which happened for us. But this time, I think there will be a lot of fun element added to the entrance test. There is going to be diversity point, for aspirational districts, you will have different diversity points. And if you come from a scientific or STEM background, then you will have some points as well. But when it comes to the process, you will be given a topic, most probably around which you will have to, share your experiences and insights. So it's going to be fun this year.
Also, just dropping one more hint that we'll be having 31st December as the last closing day of Irma. So you can apply before that and be a part of this fraternity like the Irma holds. We're waiting for you.
I can see your vibe. You guys love Irma. I feel like you're like almost jumping that it is great, guys. Join in. So I understand that. But my question, I wanted a follow-up question is that what exams do you give to get inside this?
So we have, I think Yukta can take up that
Yeah,
question.
Yukta, please.
So for the exams, we have CAT, ZAT, and this time we've also introduced CMAT. So these are the 3 exams which you need to give, and according to the cutoffs, which will be told eventually, you will be selected for the next round.
Got it. So, okay, fine. So now you guys had various experiences and summer internships that we saw. So can you just share some unique experiences with us? Maybe let's start with Yukta here, and then Saurabh, and then Shivani. So, Yukta, where did you get placed for your internship?
So for my summer internship, I was in GCMMS, that's Gujarat Cooperative Marketing Federation, Milk Marketing Federation. So what it actually handles the Amul. So my project was on quick commerce and how it has impacted Amul and its channel partners. And also we have seen this recent growth of B2B marketplaces such as Jio, Jumbo, Tailor. So what has been the impact on the distributors of Amul? So this was my project. And also Amul is known for its field work. Like we have to go to the retailers, the consumers and distributors and have a very detailed questionnaire and in-depth understanding. So I did my SIS in Bangalore. Though I am from Hyderabad, I didn't know the language. But that's what SIS is all about. You're thrown into a very different city, different culture, and you're supposed to deal with it. So for me, it was an enriching experience, and I kind of figured out that maybe I would want to go more into sales and distribution and marketing after my SIS.
I just want some more clarity. So let's imagine you started your internship the first day. Did you go to a village in Bangalore? And then what was your exact role? What did you do the first day?
So the first day, my SIS was purely in the city. Only in the last 2 weeks, I had to go to like upcountry areas where Mysore, even Mysore is not a village, it's a very beautiful town.
Yeah.
So SIS was for me, it was not in a village. However, I have to explain my first day. It was just understanding Bangalore city because of the traffic and everything. So first week, my reporting officer was like, you just roam around the city, understand what kind of areas it is, make a kind of a mental map of the clusters and everything. And then from second week, we'll start working. And they're very flexible. It's not, and I didn't have to go to office every day. I was left free and I had to decide which days I want to go to office. I just have to drop them on WhatsApp if I have to come or not. So it was like a fun time with a lot of work.
Got it. So Saurabh, what about you? How was your internship?
So I was, as you have told that I was working with Grow Indigo Private Limited. This is a company that is based in Delhi, startup of micro grow seeds. So basically, my office was based in Delhi. I was given the opportunity to work on the fields as well as in the office. It was mix of both. So I chose to work on the fields. I was directly working with the farmers of Haryana. I used to travel to Haryana for 3 days in the field and 3 days in the office. That was basically my work. And I was basically developing the carbon credit market for the farmers. Carbon credit market basically how can we be more sustainable towards agriculture? How can we have like a more sustainable agriculture produce, and how can we like what to say? How can we put more like incorporate different stakeholders into this like into this conservation of Mother Earth? That was my project all about. And I've also created a carbon college. Carbon college is basically a medium, a communication medium where farmers can serve websites and content on YouTube, basically made by my organization, which I have made to like it's a ready reckoner for them as a resource tool where they can click on the websites and they can read and they can see videos of different agriculture practices that they can adopt. Like it's basically completely scientific and also provided by a farmer himself. We have used a farmer in the video where a farmer from the states, from a up country area is basically doing a scientific farming method of carbon conservation in the soil, and we are shooting him and he's giving his ideas, his words. So that was basically my work. We have shooted videos, contents, and I was directly working with the farmers and for the farmers for their benefit. It was like a completely wholesome experience because I wanted to work with farmers. I wanted to work for the farmers, and that is what made my internship such a accomplished one for me. And the company extended me a PPO. I probably will be joining or will not be joining depending on my placement process that comes up. Let's see.
Got it. So what about you, Shivani?
So my internship was with Mahindra Home Finance. And I have literally traveled, I've stayed in 5 cities, and I felt very much connected with the internship because I've changed 13 homes. So I kind of understood that how important it is, to have a roof above your head. And Anand kind of did teach me that how important it is to get to know the people. And then after coming to Irma, I did have a lot of learning and unlearning experience. So when I went to the internship, I started working in the peri-urban areas around Mumbai. And we started with Thane, Kalyan, and Bhiwandi. And after that, we started to understand that what the customer wants, what is his credit score, what are his sources of income, and all these things. So I think the internship experience provided me with 2 major learnings. The first one was that always be customer centric. And the second one was that, most of the time you will have to modify your model or your product according to the needs of that particular region. So we took this product from Mumbai, we did make it their framework, and then we went to Punjab and Haryana, where we included the inputs from the channel partners, from the customers and everyone. And then we decided to kind of come up with a scoring pattern that how can we make affordable housing much more affordable to the families who come from villages and they settle in these peri-urban areas so that they can have a better quality of life. So yes, this is interesting.
So for all of you, one thing is common that you had this hybrid thing. You were also working in a city, from a city, and then you went on ground and worked there. So what I want to know is, I've always been fascinated by the life in rural areas. So the way they spend money, the way they, have their houses, the way they have social gatherings, the way they work, etc., are very different compared to urban areas. So do you guys, in your experience through your internships or through your work, have some contrasting factors? Maybe highlight, any one of you maybe can highlight 1 or 2 points where you can say that, in urban places, this is what happens, and in rural areas, this is what is happening. So your customers are different in urban and rural. So can you just maybe tell us something about that?
When it comes to customers, especially if you look at the FMCG sector, the affordability factor becomes a really important thing. Right. So it is very important to send the products in rural areas which stay for long, which can, bear the electricity or temperature shock which is happening. And when we go around these rural areas, it is very important to have a very strong logistic infrastructure. So yeah, this is about.
And just want to add one more point. So for us, mostly summer internships, I think 70% of them have been in cities, but we have another segment called village fieldwork segment, where we are meant to stay there for I think 80 days,
90 days.
90 days in a village. So I think that's where we really understood the differences. And I think one point I have to add is that consumers of rural, you can't fool them. Like exactly in the city, like you show them some form, they're like, okay, I will buy it. But for the consumers in rural, you need to show why do you need it, what is the exact benefit you get. You can't really go round and round about marketing there. Rural, you need to be very straightforward in what benefit they will get. So I think that was one of the major difference between urban and rural.
I would like to quote my learnings as well because my was completely different from what my team has said. So for me, it was like my experience in rural village was like they are equally aspirational as we are. Like they want to change. Even we want to change. Even they want to change. We don't see the change from their lens. We see the change from our lens. That's a contrasting difference that I observed. So I went there. I learned from them, and according to their wishes, I made projects for them. So this shows that even they want to change and we want to change. So they are equally aspirational. They want to climb up the ladder of finance. So that is what makes them equally like us, like equally like urban population. It's not like that different. No, they are the same. The population is equally ambitious to work and learn. So what we as urban population are. So for me, that was not a contrasting difference. It was just the base. The process was different. That's what the main process for me was.
Got it. So now from the point of view of a person or whoever is watching, they are figuring out what kind of MBA they want to do. Now, like I have heard from people why they do MBA. So build networks, change their career path, salary hike, and get in from tech to management. These are the four main things people look after. So the last part is true. I think everybody is from various backgrounds, all three of you, and all of you have changed into management when you do this MBA. But what I'm curious about in case of networking, in case of career path change, salary hike, so are all these things also valid for rural management? Or is it a different thing compared to a general management from IMs or SPJN or MDIs? Maybe Saurabh can answer this.
Yeah, okay. So I'll answer this. It's like everybody gets a salary hike. Basically, if we just get a tag of rural management. We work for the rural community. We don't work inside the rural community. That's the difference. I want to break that myth of we work inside rural areas. No, that's not the case here. Okay. So we work for them and with them. So we have our offices. We have our recruiters like Tata Steel. My recruiter is Tata Steel, Grow Indigo. So they had their main office in the city. And we were working with the people, for the people. We were not working inside the rural areas. That's not the case here. So yeah, there is we get into corporates, big corporates. Like Amul is a big cooperative. Like my Tata is a big corporate. For her, it's Mahindra. So we are all big corporates, and we get salary hike. Like it's a completely regular course that we get here. There's nothing different from other B school grads. But yeah, we have got a sense of empathy because we start our learning from scratch. That's what makes us different. We work with the community. We are not just concerned about the urban population and what their consumption level is. We are not like that. We are basically working for the rural community and with the rural community. That makes us different.
And I think I would like to anchor this question to a conclave which we had recently, and it was the CEO conclave. So we had all our seniors, we call them Irmans. So we had nearly 60 Irmans from across the country and from overseas also, where they shared their experiences. And based on their experiences, what we could find out was that rural management does integrate you with whatever is happening in the market. So now we are working on how we can come up with applications that are farmer friendly, how we can come up with applications that are kirana friendly. And this was one of the opportunities for networking, when it comes to us, because one of the Alan, he told me that Irma tells you to understand where people are coming from. So you keep them at the center and develop the products around that. And when it comes to ROI, the first ROI is, I think, fulfillment, where you have a sense of satisfaction. Yes, we have done this. And then definitely there are the packages. It's worth it, to be honest.
I just want to add one point. So all this is so there, but there are some subjects in Irma, like we have the subjects called managing collective enterprises. We have the subject called collective and cooperative action. So these subjects you won't find in other colleges. These are the subjects which kind of teach you how you have to work collectively. And as you've seen in COVID time, we've seen that working collectively is more beneficial than working individually. So some of the qualities which Irma gives us is different from other colleges. It's like a point of differentiation here.
Got it. So the problem, or not the problem, the question I put across was salary hike. And I put this across because most of us, me including, were very confused about one thing. So, as you said, rural management doesn't mean you go to rural areas and start working. It is about you working for the rural people, right? To grow them and, improve their conditions. So, what the issue is that what we think, like normal who are considering to do MBA, they think is so in newspapers and all, people say that the income of rural people is way lower. Like it's almost half of what the urban people, counterparts of urban people have. So now the question here is, these people are your customers as a business, right? So they can't pay, they can't afford that much as an urban person can. So from that perspective, people, or when you work for businesses who are catering to customers who are in rural areas and getting like a bit lesser amount of money compared to people in urban areas who can afford more. So, as per that logic, are you guys paid less compared to the normal MBA courses? So that is the main like whole thing, the dilemma. Like we think like that. So is it true or it's just a myth around here?
I think when it comes to rural areas, and if there is a company which is serving the rural areas, it is very sure that it is also serving the urban areas as well. So the company will not discriminate when it comes to the packages at all. And when it comes to Irma, you get the opportunity to network with a lot of people. There are startup conclaves, there are CEO conclave, then there is also an incubation center. And right now we have a strategy conclave going on. So like this, you get a lot to learn so that you can, add it to your list. And then when you present it in front of recruiters, you get what it's worth as simple as that.
I just want to say one thing that, mostly when this company gets sales is mostly through the price or it's the volume. And we know, as we already said, 65% is rural. So I think the companies are working in rural, they are looking at volume, which we have a lot. So there is no difference in salaries also because volume is there.
That is what I wanted to get out. Yeah. What else?
There's one interesting point that if there is a family which is living in rural areas, then there is 50% of that family which is also living in urban areas. So when it comes to taking the customers, increasing the recall value, etc., then I think this is where rural management comes into play.
Great. So it has same package plus the social impact that you guys are causing, which is an added benefit, which is a huge benefit. That sounds great. So the next question is, maybe Yukta can answer this. Can you tell us something about the placement opportunities at Irma?
So it has what every other college has. It has FMCG, it has BFSI, it has finance, banking, it has also development sectors, it has consultancies. We have PwC, EY. So these are the companies which have come in. So all sectors are there in Irma. Obviously, there is inclination towards rural management, but the sectors are all available.
Got it. So, you guys have done internships from great companies like Tata Steel, Amul, and Mahindra Home Finance. So, from your perspective about Rural Bharat, which actually, as Saurabh correctly stated beforehand, that it almost resides 65% of the whole population, which is a volume thing. So, can you state maybe some main problems in rural India that businesses, from a business perspective, okay, that they are working to solve some issues which exist in rural India?
I think credit financing and impact investments are something which we come across every other day. So this does make a lot of difference to the livelihoods of people. It generates a lot of entrepreneurs in the first place and supports a lot of livelihoods. So yeah, this would be my answer.
For me, it was like providing a trustworthy resource. So basically, in rural areas, we don't like a lot of companies go and work there, and a lot of people have got their backlashes. People in rural areas complain that this company came to us, promised us this thing, but they could not fulfill us. So providing them a resource which is trustworthy and keeps its promises. That is what is the requirement right now. So as a as my internship was there, so we provided them a concrete resource where you can see this resource is very regular for you. You can rely on this. You can go back and use this training program for yourself, and you get every time. Like we have also created a channel, WhatsApp channel for their questions. So that is what made us a reliable and concrete sources. I have created a carbon market for them. So which increases their income. Like it's not double fold, but it increases their income in some or the other way, right? So the process is known by the company, but I had enrolled some 1,000+ farmers for the program, for the carbon credit program, by understanding their requirement, building trust with them, and convincing them that this is a reliable source. You can rely upon that. It has no hidden contracts. It has got nothing to do with your income. We won't take income from you. It's completely, we are giving you extra income. We are working for your benefit. That is what my organization did, and that is what my learning is. They want a resource, and trustworthy resource who keeps their promises.
Got it. Great. So, the question is always there, that is social responsibility the major part of MBA in rural management, especially in Irma?
So I think, first of all, as a personally, I feel social responsibility should be for every college. I don't know why it is like only Irma should have social responsibility. If you're coming up with managers, everyone should have this whole perspective of social responsibility. On top of that, we've seen all these big corporates having CSR. So if you don't have social responsibility, then I don't understand how the CSR projects are working. So I think one thing is that, as I've already told before, that the courses, the way we are taught, so even the examples we are given, they are most of, like, we are given examples of Google, Netflix also, but we're also given examples of famous and working collectives and cooperatives. So when we're given these examples, we understand that this is also a way of looking at things, which kind of inbuilds social responsibility to us. And I completely disagree that only Irma should have. I think every college should have social responsibility.
True that. Just because of that reason, only CSR was mandated for each and every organization. If social responsibility becomes each and every individual's responsibility, now there should be no CSR mandate there. CSR became compulsory because we were just focusing on extorting and just getting benefits, economic benefits. But then giving it back was not the responsibility. That's why CSR was mandated. And then here, Irmans come up with their heart and for the community, like we are working for them and we want their benefit. That is what is the requirement right now. And then that makes us separate from other crowd. That is also a very much important aspect that we as Irman brings.
Got it. Very well answered. And I see the passion in your answer itself. So, what everybody, I think, who is watching wants to know is the exact salary expectation and career trajectory. So, one thing which is very in the dark, I think, in rural management is like for normal management, you know the trajectory of designations basically. If you're doing investment banking, you know you'll start with analyst, then you'll go into associate, then partner, then VP, then MD. So, we know the projection. So, in case of rural management, what are the roles and how the salary growth happens? So, can someone explain us if you have any idea about this?
Okay, so we will give example of agri-tech companies and then we will take it to rural. So our major recruiter, I think it's Amul. Yeah, Amul is our major recruiter. Then we have the BFSI sector also. So the benefit is that initially you are recruited as a senior territory manager or territory manager or even a brand manager. And then you go into risk assessment. So these are different for different sectors. But when the hierarchy goes in all these sectors, you get a lot of in-depth knowledge about the customer and how they function, what type of content they are consuming, and what are the points that are affecting their income or civil score. So then comes the next stage. You can make the shift from one brand, you can go to another brand with the same position and also up high in the hierarchy. And when it comes to BFSI, you are a risk analyst, then you go up high in the hierarchy. And I think this is how it goes. We have then a lot of admins, they go into starting their own enterprises, they go into entrepreneurship. So I think, yeah, that is how the trajectory goes.
Taking it forward, we have our own UB, aka Creative Event. It was started by an Irman. We proudly say it. Then we have got this, which is a startup? Kaleido, the fintech startup. It was started by an Irman. Then we have got Kuntal Sharma, who's in Google, working right now in Google. So all these are Irmans who are working there.
We also have Irmans who are working in policy developments. There are people working in Niti Aayog, and even many of them have actually pursued civil services also. So I think it is the same trajectory as other colleges. I don't feel there's any difference. If you go on LinkedIn, you have the same step ups which you see in other colleges.
I mean, just type Google, just type Amul, type ICICI, and type PwC, you will get to see the MSN.
We have got EY, we have got Amul, we have got different sorts of companies visiting us, consulting, sales and marketing, fintechs, BFSI, everything is there. So that's what is there. Like we have got no like dearth of opportunities. Everything is available.
Okay, so as you guys know, our whole audience is very much aware of Big Four, Big Three, and all those things. Since you just mentioned, so I'm going to just catch hold of you guys and ask you one question. So in these Big Four companies, you're saying they also come. So can you just state a problem or a person who got into Big Four and the problem that they are solving that is different from a person who has gone through a normal general management course, MBA?
Okay, so yes, we can do that.
So we have so EY, Ernst and Young. So they have this profile of that they want to do GIS mapping. So we have those kind of like it's a technical work. There's GIS mapping where they are working with the central government. So they need our expertise in understanding where to do the GIS mapping in the rural areas. So this was one of the roles which had come up.
And, sorry, GI mapping, government initiative mapping. I'm just guessing.
No.
What is GI mapping?
GIS system.
GIS system.
Geographical information system.
Yeah.
Okay. So that is interesting. So you work with the government and then you solve the issues there.
Yeah.
And okay, understood. And one more question that is very famous here is how is the work-life balance of people from Irma?
I just have a question. Work-life balance in the college or after graduating?
After. It's work, not college.
At this moment, we are not answerable to this question. We are yet not placed. So we can't answer. But what our seniors have said it's pretty decent. It's like any other B school. We are made to work. We have got hybrid mode of work. We have got 5 days of office, 1 day, 2 days off, 4 days of office, 3 days off, 2 days office, and other days hybrid. So it's like any other B school. We have got ICICI offers like 2 days office, 3 days like hybrid mode. So it's like any other B school that has a work life. It's same like it's something different to be honest.
Well, I got a lot of clarity here. So the last question from my side is, so whoever is watching, whom do you recommend? What kind of people should actually join this kind of MBA and go ahead with their career?
So for me, other than why I joined Irma, because I felt that the other opportunities were kind of becoming saturated. I felt that every other day IT companies are saying layoffs, this and that. So I thought, what is something different? And for me, Irma seemed different. And I think whoever wants to join Irma, they need to be sure that they are okay to do something different. Like if you want the same monotonous thing, then maybe look for other opportunities. Because if you want to do something different, you want different kind of roles, you want to work with different sectors, even with different kind of people. Like if you see Irmas and if you see a normal other corporate MBA college, there will be a wide difference. So you should be okay with working with different people also. So if you want something different in life, then Irma is for you. But if you want that same monotonous life of 1 crore package and everything, then you should look somewhere else.
What about you, Saurabh?
So for me, I feel like I would like to quote some examples where we represent Irma at national level competitions, and then we come up with resources like solutions like sustainability, how to make LGBTQ workforce into a common common LGBT community to common workforce. So we work on such issues, right? So that is what is making us different. We have represented Tata Steel, so we have runners up in that. So we have designed a sustainability project for them. For me, I have I was representing in 2 years competition. It was an initiative of Tata Steel again. So where I have worked on a project on LGBTQ inclusion for the Tata Steel community, right? So what my work was again for the underprivileged section in the society. So that was people who are wanting to give some to society in some other way, like have a social impact, are empathetic. They should be a part of Irma. They should look forward to joining Irma because we are the one with a cause. We work for a cause. That's what is a requirement as of now. Come with a cause and solve it. Make an impact. Have your name in the society, and then you are done. That's what is a requirement.
Okay. And Shivani, what about you? Any answer?
Very different for me. So, given that I was in the same city and I had seen Irma, I had met a lot of Irma students from the former batches here. So, when interacting with them, I realized that there is a market, there is kind of an invisible line that is connecting the rural India and the urban India. So, there is a lot of milk procurement that goes from rural to urban,
Yeah.
then it comes back in a very packed in a very neat form back to the rural areas. So I decided to stay back. I decided to take a year's gap, travel solo. And during the second wave of COVID, I also stayed in my village. So when it was the New Year's Eve, I decided to fill the Irma form. So it is, the opportunity is coming for you guys also. And yeah, this is how my career path till here was. So I wanted to
You want to
explore
bridge.
yes. I mean,
Okay.
I don't want to bridge. I want to understand what the bridge is. That what are the points that connect urban and rural India. And yeah, then maybe, I mean, it's maybe come up with something.
As
Something.
I just have to add one point. I feel that in Irma, like I'm not just Irma, but in the rural management, there's so many untapped opportunities that it's crazy. Like I feel that I just don't want people to know about this because then I will have there are so many opportunities that you just go, you get so many social enterprises you can work on, so many ideas that there's no way that you'll feel that you don't have a job. You can never be laid off I feel in this domain.
And I think living in the urban areas, we are all conditioned to an environment. So when you first come to Irma, you unlearn a lot of things. Then you learn and then you engage with the stakeholders and
So
10 years down the line, you might be ready to leave.
our curriculum is basically based like first of all you're coming. We have an induction in the village. So induction starts first of all with unlearning what you have learned from the urban society. That is what is the path that we take. Unlearn, then again learn from the first semester that comes up. Then again go to the village for the VFS. Again unlearn. Now you are in that for like 2 months. Stay there, learn, understand their problems, come back again. Now learn marketing, finance, operation, and then make projects for them. That is what is the curriculum also. That is
Got it. So on that note, I'm going to end my questions and I'm going to move forward to our audience's question. So already there are many questions right now on the chat box, but I'm going to first fast forward to the ones who have registered and who have sent us questions beforehand. So maybe quickly we'll get into this. Okay. The first question is IR Irma versus XIM RM at what CAT percentile cutoff? What is the CAT percentile cutoff to convert Irma?
This is 18.
Actually, so the thing is that it depends because as we know, it's a relative grading.
Yeah.
So once the percentiles come, only then will we actually have a clearer idea. I think for any student, even I was in their position, just apply for the ones you want to be. Percentile is a much later stage to think about.
Maybe
Alright,
just
what about your batch? Like, what was there? Your cutoff? Any idea?
Yeah,
85.
86.
see for us it was 86 and above for the general category, and for other categories
It's 80.
82 or 80 something. We are not sure as of now. So 86 was for general category, and for other categories, there were like reservations as such, and we were given points on the diversity that we bring. Women have diversity points, different backgrounds like forestry, agriculture. So these social sciences background have got different points, which kind of gives you extra points. And also we have sent you the links. You can paste those links, and it's available on the website. So you can go and check how are different marks are allocated depending on the diversity that you bring. So it will be easy for you. And the like cutoffs will be uploaded on the website post when we are declared the CAT results. That is what we can say.
Got it. So, yeah, sorry,
I
anything
would
else?
just like to add one point. I think we missed this, and this is very important. So if you visit the IRMA website and when you are registering, you'll be able, when you fill in your state, then there are districts which come under the category of aspirational districts. And I think IRMA is the only college which is taking care of the aspirational districts factor. So if you are from the aspirational districts, you will get 2 additional points for that.
Okay, got it. And what about the CMAT score? So you said CMAT just got accepted. So we have a question here who is asking, is it accepted for the batch of 2023-25 or will it be accepted from 2024 to 2026?
I think you can put a query on the admissions page that would give you a better quote.
We are not clear about the CMAT year because it's kind of technical. So Nandini, it is 2022 to 2024 or 24.
Okay.
Right? So
it has started. So
Yeah.
CMAT has been okay. So it has been started. Sai Gopal, you got your answer. Next, we have a question on the ROI of Irma. So somebody is asking, can you just give us an average salary that you guys get and the fees of Irma so that they can calculate the ROI?
So I think last year the median was 15 lakhs.
Okay.
And one thing we can be sure of that whatever's there on the website packages, it is true. Like even I saw that, I thought maybe they're inflating or deflating, but inflating it. But when I came here, I saw my seniors packages and it is completely true. So I think you can trust the website packages.
Just a pro tip, you are having 100%, we are having 100% attendance, so you can be assured that you are getting a job. Okay.
So guys, what about the fees?
The fees.
So I'd like to start from one thing. We have the facility of education loan. Okay, so even and we have banks which cater to all of your requests. You can come here, you can do it online, it will be done. Now coming to the fees part, it is we have nearly 3 crore worth of scholarship. So in totality, and the fees is around 10 crore. Yeah, the fees is 16 lakhs. This is the fees which was for us and for the new batch.
Including all.
Yeah, it is including all. You don't have to pay per se at all.
60 lakh is the total amount.
But don't trust our what we are saying. Check the website because even there might be
Yeah,
limited changes. So
Got
just
it,
check
got
the
it.
website.
So guys, whatever they are saying is as per their batch. So just check the website for the current data and you can trust the website that is coming out from their own mouth. And thank you for the professor who is sitting out there. He or she is also helping us a lot. So thank you so much for sitting. Next, okay, I think Saurabh, you got a scholarship also, right?
Yes, I have got.
How many scholarships are there? Can you just like vaguely tell us something about that?
The number of scholarships is like 120 scholarships and it's around 3 crores worth. So that's basically the worth amount of scholarship that we get. It's merit-based scholarship. Then there are different organizations which provide scholarship to us. Like we have got LIC, Canada. Then we have got Mahindra Home Foundation scholarship for me. So they different organizations provide you scholarship depending on what they have to offer us. That's what basically is. So
and one more thing is that even later on, according to your academic performance in Irma, you will further get scholarships. And so that is one thing. And another thing, I think top 10 girls also get scholarships.
Oh, that is great. So
just after entering Irma, you'll be getting a scholarship. 10 girls will be getting a scholarship.
Okay.
Just when you convert your CAT, like when you give the CAT, and people who are in the top percentile, they get a scholarship just after coming into college. That's where you start with the scholarship process. And in the second year, basically what happens is merit-based scholarship comes in, where you are given scholarship based on your marks that you receive in your first term, second term, third term, and BFS included. So that is what happens. But there are also 10 girls compulsory. And there are also 10 girls compulsorily get a scholarship. So that's the process.
So everything is provided in the website itself?
Yes,
everything is
okay. So the link is also given on the chat box. You can just check it out, guys. The next question is, can you just name the top 10 colleges in India for MBA in rural management? Or not top 10, it's too much. Top 3 is perfect.
For us, Irma was top 1, so we are in Irma.
Guys, Google that question. They love Irma. We can see their passion inside. You won't get an answer from them.
Don't compare. We are the best, we believe. So we
loyal
are
people.
We are very Irma. I don't think
so, guys, we have a very, I like this question. It was a very interesting question. So, a person is asking, he is an aspirant pursuing MBA. Now, the question is, he sat for an interview, and during the particular interview, he was asked, urban areas are actually witnessing a lot of growth, development, and migration of young and creative minds from rural areas. So how do you justify the interviewer when he asks you, why are you doing MBA in rural management?
Okay. I think I would like to take this up.
Sure.
So when it comes to doing MBA in rural management, the first thing you learn is identifying the pain points and then finding a solution to that. So when we were asked that, we went to our VFS and we had to propose some livelihood intervention that would come up with reverse migration. So it is very painful for a farmer or a farmer's son to leave the village and go and work in a city with a job maybe which he is not happy with. So if avenues are created in the rural areas, then I think that would be the best solution for that family to stay in that, because India is a society, is a very family-oriented society, I think.
And I just want to add one thing, that I have live data. So in my village fieldwork segment, we did this focus group discussion, more like a GD with the villagers there. And we did it with the youngsters there. And all of them together said that they don't want to leave the city. So the thing is that we always want to show where we are living in an upper area, that we are living in a good place. That's why we keep showing data about migration from rural to urban. But as Shivani said, there is a lot of reverse migration happening, for which the data is not really shown, because that shows that urban is going down. So I think that is another perspective which we have to see.
And COVID has seen a lot of changes as well. People were going back to their villages, and then we have to create avenues for their employment. So then Irma comes up with their like social ideas where we can employ them. So that is what is the present trend. And then if you are really looking for something that employs rural community, this is the place.
And I think that communities will become capable, a year, 10 years down the line, so that they can create employment avenues. So this is what we believe in.
Love the answer. I think the person, if he or she answers this, then they'll get in. So Shivani, thanks for the answer. It was an amazing answer. So the next one is, do rural management graduate has the opportunity to go to other countries except India?
Oh yes.
We have a company,
Yeah.
No, we cannot name them. So yeah, we cannot name the companies as of now because of placement like rules. But yeah, you have opportunities to go to other countries.
With FIFA. So
Amul went to Argentina. Come on, like Amul is our cooperative. Okay, started by like our director, Dr. Burgess Korean sir, and then Amul went to Argentina. So this is what we are. Okay, so the opportunities are there. You can easily go to other countries. You can even pursue your PhDs or other things as well from other countries. Post coming from post Irma. So that's also opportunities are there.
And the diversities which you get in profile, we have people who are in public policy roles. Then we have students who are in Harvard and for higher studies. So yeah, you can just Google your favorite college and Irma in LinkedIn keywords and you'll find.
So Ivy League colleges has some Irma, so you can do that also. Like you can go on LinkedIn or Google as well. Search Ivy League colleges and / Irma. You will see a lot of, not a lot, but some other people are there, like in top Ivy League colleges. So yeah, we have.
Yeah, that's interesting. Ivy League colleges actually prefer people who have some social background. They like the social cause. They prefer those people. That is interesting.
And I think at the end, development is same in India and in US as well. And if you can handle India's development, I think you can handle India's.
That is so true.
And I would like to add one more point. So we have a lot of research opportunities. There are a lot of live projects which go on. There is Burgess Korean Policy Lab over here. So you get a lot of research opportunities. If you want, you can intern in that place. Then we have a lot of live projects coming on. We had a live project for increasing the sales and spreading awareness about menstrual hygiene and for sanitary napkins as well. So when you get to learn all these things, you can apply it anywhere in the world.
So basically in the curriculum also we get live projects. We have got brand management subject where we are working with the organization directly. Like there's a company called as Coco. We are working for their managing their brand as students as of my live project. And also I would like to tell you, we have got professors who have got accomplished degrees from various international institutes, and that they have research work in various domains, and they are the one who are the pillars of Irma. They have diverse academic background, so that is also a plus point here.
Okay, so the next question, this question you have answered before also, but I want to put across again because there's a myth, a big myth, because I found 6, 7 questions, the same question basically in different phases. So people are asking, does doing this course mean that they have to indulge in activities related to remote locations, or they'll be working from a village tier C cities only? That is the question.
So as you've already said, we've
Yes.
answered this. Three of us, none of us in our internship, none of us have worked in the villages. We have worked in the city. But like majorly we worked in the city. So it's not like you have to work in isolated areas. The job roles we are getting, we have to travel to these areas to not even going to live in those areas. So there is a big
Yes.
difference. And I'm telling you, we lived in personally, I live 90 days in a village. I can go to a village and stay there. I'd rather not stay in a city. So I think first thing we should stop thinking that maybe living in an isolated city is that isolated village is that bad. And till now, whatever job roles our seniors, whoever has got, it's mostly it's in the cities. You only go to villages when there is a need to go for field work for some interviews or something. You don't go
Yes.
anywhere. Stay in
And
your
as I think Saurabh was continuously stating this point, please listen to this, guys. It's very strong point that you don't work in a rural area, you work for the rural area people. So that is the statement that we have that has to be very clear for whoever is watching this. Now, the last question from the registration is how to be consistent for rural change as an RM, despite the non-glamorous job profile, while the friends who have a glamorous jobs in metro cities, how to be motivated to work in rural sector for 20 to 25 years.
Can you repeat the
I'll
question?
repeat. So I'll just rephrase this. I think the English was too long. So what this person is saying is that if he wants to get into social aspect and rural management versus his friend who is going through the normal route, IEMs, and they are getting investment banking roles and some by them glamour means that they are working for high CEOs and all those people who are like high achievers, and they are working for those people who are rich themselves versus a person or himself working for rural population. So that is a non-glamorous part for them. So he likes it, but he's saying that when you see the other side of the world, how to be motivated for 20 to 25 years to work for the rural population instead of the urban or the glamorous population. Any answer to that?
Okay, so my answer to that would be the connectivity in today's date. It is improving at an exponential rate. So there is a very thin line between the rural and urban areas now. So as the connectivity improves, the demarcation between these roles will also be more like when you work in the rural areas, which or the new rural areas, the work would be much more colorful. It would be of color palette, and then the green color of rural areas, working with the artisans. It would be about working with the local logistic enterprises or working in the solar sector. So I think this is how it will go. When it comes to motivation, you get daily motivation when you look at the faces of people who are smiling and who are content with their lives. They're happy with it. The motivation just comes.
And so I would like to tell you one more thing. We have got opportunities for the urban areas as well. It's not entirely that everybody of us has to work on projects for the rural community or with the rural community. It's not like that. For example, like Axis, ICICI, who are recruiters, BFSI sector, they work for the urban dwellers basically, right? So it's not for the there are different organizations which cater to the requirements of rural community, but we live in like cities, like big cities, like metro cities. Like most of our seniors are basically based in Mumbai right now. Most of our seniors. Okay, so it's a metro city, right? And they are working in big organizations. So it's not a stark difference, glamorous, non-glamorous. It's not like that.
So first thing, so I'm reading this book called Predictably Irrational. So there's this one chapter where they say that if the person, whoever asked this question, if he wants to work in this sector, if he compares, then there's always a reason. That there was an example that even though you're earning 3 crores, if you see your friend earning 5 crores, even that 3 crores is less. So I think if you want to work for this sector, then I think it's high time you stop seeing others, because then you'll never be happy. Like this, even though whatever these people are saying, are living in cities or living in like Bandra or sea facing house, you will never be happy. So better stop looking at the other side. Just look at your side and be happy.
Okay, got it.
Satisfaction is required. I believe satisfaction in being content is required as of now. So just and you're working for a cause that in itself is a very big thing to be satisfied with. So that is also a requirement. Like just be satisfied because if we start comparing with others, it becomes an impediment with our own growth, right? So if I see my friend who's working, who's in Stanford right now, he's doing his PhD there. So like it's not a thing of comparison for me of me with him, right? It's not a comparison like level. So just be I'm satisfied with what I have received here in Irma. I am talking highly about this place because I have received a lot of from here. And it clearly is coming out from my personality and how I'm speaking to you guys, right? So just satisfaction and being content is required wherever you are.
Got it. So now I'm going to take some live chat questions and see whatever we can answer. Okay. So, okay, this is a question I don't know. Like, let's see if you guys want to answer this one. Sarthak is asking how to start basics of quant if we don't have maths in 11th and 12th.
Okay. So if this is Sarthak from our batch, hi Sarthak. So we have a Sarthak in our batch. So okay, coming to the serious point. If you want to start with basics of quant, what you can do is just try to understand the videos you can. I think you.
I'll attempt.
Yeah.
So I'll attempt this because I totally relate to that person, whoever he is, because I'm a non-mathematical background, no background of mathematics, and I fear numbers like anything. Okay. So start preparing from day one. Start preparing from day one. Don't wait for November aega and then start preparing. No. Start preparing from scratch. Now start with your 10th, 11th, 10th basically. Start with your 10th NCRT books. That's basic requirement as of now to gear up for quants. And then we have got different resources. Look for that, join into like other programs that offer you like training for this course, and then you are done.
I just have one thing. I was very bad at quants, so I just practiced a lot of mocks.
Yes. Practice makes you perfect, and then I believe you are also a non-mathematics background.
Next question.
Okay, so we're going to go to the next one. So he's asking what is the lowest, median, and the highest package in rural management?
Yeah, I think you can check the website. The median, as Yukta said, 15 and the highest was.
Oh, I just want to add one more thing. I think we've forgotten that this time we've got 36 PPOs.
Yes.
So I think this is also something which aspirants should look forward to is that the placement weeks are very stressful. So we have been seeing an increase from, I think our seniors had just 19 PPOs, and this time we have double of that, that is 36 PPOs. So the thing is that the PPOs are also increasing. So it's not like if you're against rural management, you can't get a PPO. You can get a PPO even in a.
And that PPOs are coming from big organizations like Flipkart, Tata Steel. So these are the organizations which are offering PPO. These are the case competitions as well.
Got it.
ITC is also offered a PPO. Then we have got ICICI Bank offering a PPO. So this is what is the present trend.
Got it. Should I move forward? Do you have anything else to add? Okay. So Sai Gopal is asking, are VFS and summer internships entirely two different projects or are they the same? Also, can you please tell us how the village is selected by the admin and how is the life there?
So can you repeat the last part of the question?
Yeah. So first is VFS versus summer internships. Are they the same thing? Second question is, can you tell us how the villages that you go to are selected by the admin and how is the life there?
So VFS and summer internship segments are two different parts. I think VFS comes in your first year and first term. After your first semester, you have VFS and you have summer internship after your 1 year end, like how normal MBA colleges have. And okay.
The SIS. The selection.
The VFS selection is so they give you a list of organizations, and so mostly you state and mostly you do locations which you are from. Like you get to select the locations. I think the major selection criteria is language. So for me, if I have to give, I am from Hyderabad, but my Telugu is not that good. So I chose to go to a city, go to Gujarat because I know Gujarati. So you can change like that. So you can choose your own state according to
we are given the option of states. We are not given the organizations chosen by the by the officers here, like the post, the office staff itself. So we choose the states. If I can go anywhere in India, right? So there's no barrier to it. I have to, if I'm from UP, I have to go to UP only. That's not the requirement. You choose the state. Organization is given by the office itself, because we have a tie-up with different NGOs and different organizations around. So that basically happens randomly.
Got it. Ankit is asking, I really want to do something for rural development and for the people living in those areas. I'm confused, should I try IRMA or not? Like, will I be able to serve this purpose if I join INMA?
I think you are absolutely in the right direction if you want to, do what you've written. So join Irma, come here and explore. You will get an ecosystem that will help you identify the opportunities, connect the dots, and then make a path out of it. So yeah, you should join Irma, I would say.
Got it. So Sai Gopal was asking about the Big Four and how rural management fits there. I think we discussed this beforehand only, so you can just check that out. Then we have the next question who is talking about CTC as we have done. Okay. We have, what is the ZAT cutoff? This is something we haven't discussed.
We cannot give you any cutoffs as of now, because it changes year-wise, right? We cannot pen down this year's cutoff right now, because it will be declared only after the results are out, and it will be updated on the website itself post the results are out of ZAT and CAT.
And it's almost the same for CAT and SAT. If I'm not wrong, I have filled both CAT and SAT score. So I think I got into that. I would say.
I have no idea.
So the next question is?
One thing then, because a lot of people are talking about CTC and everything. I think for Irma, or institute like Irma, just don't see your first 3 years of your career. See first 15 years of your career. Because, there can be chances that in the first 3 years, maybe you do not get as much you thought of getting. But if you see the first 15 years, a lot of our alums in a very good position. And a lot of them we've spoken to, they said, yes, for 3 years were difficult, but now in the condition we are in, we are very glad to be part of this journey. So I think whoever they're looking, don't see the short term, ROI that, how many years mein loan bhar jayega. Obviously, that is a very big issue, but look at the first 15 years as well. Keep that in mind.
Because when you go out from here, you'll have a higher hand on the supply chain, on customer relationship management, and also on the sales side of it. And when it comes to development, well, it's all development, I would say.
Got it. So the next question is, Irma RM eligible for FPM?
Yes, we have an FPRM course which goes on. So with our batch, we had 8 participants for FPM. Yeah, they are eligible.
Yeah, they are eligible. If you're doing PRM from here, then you can go for FPM course. That's completely fine. It's eligible. You're eligible.
Correct. So the next question is, what are the benefits of doing a PhD in RM? Any idea?
PhD in rural management, it makes you the subject matter expert. When it comes to impact evaluation, I think you would like to elaborate on that.
So I have a subject called impact evaluation. It talks about, so normally government policies, we have 2 subjects actually. We have monitoring and evaluation, MEDI we call, and we have a subject called impact evaluation. So whenever government policy is implemented, we first do monitoring of the policy, and once the policy is executed, we want to see how successful the policy is. And we do that through impact evaluation. So what we learn in that is how to make surveys. So you don't do what normally we do Google Forms. So recently we've learned this new thing called survey solutions. They're learning new software. And I think the amount of knowledge I'm getting from that subject, our professor has very straight away said that you're part of the top 5 percentile of the good consultants, because even the consultants in India right now do not know these softwares which we are learning right now. So we are almost 5 steps ahead. So these are some of the subjects which we are learning.
And if you pursue PhD in this subject, you do become a subject matter expert, and it clears a path for you to join a consultant.
And right now, the PhD students of Irma and us, we are in the same class as impact evaluation. Like that impact evaluation is the same for the PhD students as well as for us. So it's very.
We can have the next question.
So Sarthak is asking, does Irma offer any international exchange program?
No.
No.
We do not.
No, as of yet. Okay, got it. Hardik is asking, how do you give preference between IMA, PGP, FABM, and IRMA?
Okay, IMA PGP. Sorry.
FABM.
IIM Ahmedabad. How do you give preference to IIM Ahmedabad, PGP, FABM, and Irma?
Personally, I would give. I was asked this question in my IMA interview, so I kept Irma on the first place. But fortunately, I converted the other two also. So yeah,
I think
just
to be very
subject.
and to be honest, we are right now sitting in Irma. So you have to make your personal choice. You need to do the research. You need to see where the alum. I think biggest is the alum network. You need to make your own choice, because later on, if you come to IMA or Irma, you shouldn't blame the research that IMA we chose Irma because they told you. I think you should make your own decision.
You can reach out to alums from all the three colleges. In fact, yeah, both the colleges, and ask about the field or the specific company you are interested in, and keep that as a reference point to just find out your ticking the boxes answer. That would be convenient.
Ashish is asking, I've done BTech in dairy technology plus 4 months of WorkX, got a decent CMAT 22 score in pocket and expecting the same in CAT 2022 as well. How much chance do I hold for Irma? PRM 44. I don't know what that means. If you guys know the code, I don't know. How can I prepare for VAT PI?
Okay. So, Ashish, congratulations on your scores. And yeah, even I'm a dairy technologist. So if you're confident about what you've done in these 4 months of WorkX, just prepare around that. Try to connect it with something which is very close to your heart. And yeah, the chances are very high.
Got it. So we have CAT percentile. What are the core opportunities available in rural development? Those who come from rural background panel.
Those who come, as in they have their bachelor's in rural, like or they belong.
Like are
they belong to the rural area. So they are saying, what are the chances or the opportunities available in rural development for those who come from rural background panel?
I think
can be one.
Yeah, I think one thing which, because they have stayed in rural areas, so they know better what are the challenges they have faced. So I think they can we all relate. I think they can relate to the subjects even more if they are from rural area, and I think they will have more passion also because they have went through that. So I think when we are studying how to improve it, they will have better passion as well.
And you can come up with actually tailor-made solutions for the corporates when they want to enter into rural areas. If it is with the supply chain or the sales model or even the manufacturing part, that is the procurement. So this is something which a lot of corporates are doing. I won't name them, but yeah, you can do your research.
Got it. So Ria is asking, is it important to be a technically pro person from an engineering background for life projects, or non-engineers can also crack it easily?
You have an equal hand for everything. Yes. You have an equal hand. Everybody who comes in Irma has an equal opportunity. Yeah. Data technologists, forestry, social science background, equal opportunity, right? So you can see in front of you that it says that we have got equal opportunities and ample opportunities. Even if you lose one, you have the other one waiting for you. So there's no requirement of having a niche course, or there's no requirement of a background for any life projects. You're welcome. You will be figuring out your way here when you are a part of the course and the curriculum.
And you cannot do more than one life project at a time. So thus the equal opportunity.
Okay. Ankit is asking, shall we prepare something specific for the interviews of Irma because it's different from general management?
So I think first thing is that first of all you should know yourself properly, and and also to understand what IRMA stands for. Like I had the question on why IRMA. So I think please prepare that question why IRMA, and I think you should be just honest with it. I think IRMA is one college. I mean I don't know about other colleges, but I feel honesty is extremely valued here. And even though they've asked you what are your other colleges, and if you have higher preferred colleges, tell them. Don't say, oh, IRMA comes first. I mean, if it comes, then better, but be very honest in your interviews. I think you'll crack it.
Got it. So Ashish has repeated this question. I guess he didn't get the answer, full answer that he was expecting. He was asking about what WAT and PIs. How does one prepare for it? Are there any specific topics which are different for IRMA compared to a general management that you
No,
guys
the
prepare for?
topics are not at all different. In fact, this can be a topic, it can be an abstract topic or a technical topic. The only thing I would say is go out in the market. Just go out, don't stay at home, travel, and understand that what is happening around you. Because whatever questions are asked, if you can connect it with the real life situation, that is where you have answered the question very
Also,
nicely.
just read. I would suggest read what's happening around and in the world. It will help you a lot to just to crack and approach that question or whatever is being asked. So reading is the best policy I would suggest because the questions are completely impromptu and really given to you on the spot, right? So we cannot give any idea about what's happening.
And the PI would not be, a rapid fire round. So what the interviewer would ask you will totally be based on how you've answered the previous question. So the best part about the IRMA interview for me was that I was very comfortable. I felt at peace and I was able to, answer the questions very innovatively, creatively, and honestly.
And know your academic background, to be honest, like where you are coming from. Questions will be definitely asked from your academic background. So that's the process of a PI. They'll ask questions definitely on your UG or PG if you have done. So that's what it is.
And visit all the government websites, I would suggest. That would be the best way to learn what is happening today.
Okay, Ashish, I hope you got your answer this time. Next, we have a question. I don't know if this is something that you guys will be aware of. So, Deepak is saying the highest CTC offered in 2017-2019 batch and 2018 and 2022 batch, 20 batch. It was around 50.31 and 52. And later it became almost half. And even before these 2 batches, it was actually half. So, do you guys have any idea about what happened in these two batches that the CTC went so high?
Including the average.
Yeah. So I must say whoever asked that question has done research on IRMA very well. So did not do so much.
Oh, she knows. Okay, great.
So the thing is that sometimes these packages which they're telling, there are certain companies, as again we can't mention them, there are certain companies that give that much package. But that's an international company. I think that's what
Specifically speaking, international organization.
yeah, so they obviously, because you're going to live there, they need to give that much money as well.
Yeah.
And what IRMA does is we see the median, matlab like how many maximum number of people got what package. That is what the amount is being seen on the website. So that international package is only for 1 or 2 people. Obviously, they can't give both. I mean, everyone won't apply for it as well. So median is mostly if there are 250 people in a batch, how much did the 125 people got? That is the median package, which is what half of like 15 lakhs. That is the value. And I think for aspirants also, this is what you should see. You shouldn't see highest package or lowest. You need to see the median package because you don't know which quartile you're going to fall during the MBA course.
Yeah, and I would like to say that we have very good corporate relations. We have with Tata Administrative Services, Tata Steel, Econ, Flipkart, Wired, and we are coming up with, I think we've participated in Hero Campus Challenge, Pidilite, etc. So if you just look at the ROI you get through these case competitions, that is the package you can target and just achieve it. Come here and achieve it.
Got it. So the next question is Vivek is asking, he has scored 92 percentile in CMAT. What are the chances of him getting a call from Irma? Graduation in BTech Agriculture
So
Engineering.
the thing is, I think this is the first time CMAT has been introduced, so we don't know what the benchmark is. So just apply for it and we will see if you are the benchmark or not.
Okay, true. Ankit is asking, regarding interviews, I wanted to ask, should we know the rural data points, recent changes in policies, past developments, etc.? All these technical things, can these things be asked in the interview?
I would suggest know everything. Like that's why I've asked you to read. I would suggest you to read. That's the reason of asking you to read. So there has been a lot of changes in the rural sector, urban sector. See, questions can be anything. It's an impromptu thing that happens on what you are speaking. It can be a backup question as well. So we don't know what will be the process all about. There can be questions where you have to ask, you have to answer what is the population of rural India. So there can be a question like that. You have to know all the technical pain points as well.
I just want to add one more point. I did not know anything about rural. I literally did not know anything. So the thing is that when you're going, if you think you don't know technical knowledge and there's not much time to prepare, always be ready with the call. Like they will ask you, do you have any questions for us? So I was actually typing my Irma interview. I don't know what. I think I said something very wrong. So I was really typing it and they asked me, okay, and I realized that they were losing interest in me. So they asked me, do you have any questions for us? So I don't remember, but I asked a very interesting question and that somehow stretched the interview for another 15 minutes and I got it. So always have that backup question you have, which will bring back the interview from the pit. So, and it's okay. I mean, he is very prepared all the time. People like us, we are not that prepared. So it's okay. Just be, and if you feel that they're asking you too many technical questions, try to change the orientation, the interview. Try to bring something else from your side if you don't know what they.
And so also accept if you don't know anything. That's completely fine. Everybody is not supposed to know everything. So just say sorry, sir, I don't know, or like just skip.
Ankit, if I'm getting the name right, Nandini is right. So Ankit, if just identify what are your strength areas, find out what you're able to relate to. I'll give an example. I have traveled to a lot of places, so I was able to relate to tourism. I'm a dairy technologist, so I was able to relate to byproduct processing when it comes to milk and etc. So that is how my interview went, because I was able to just shift gears in that direction. And the interviewers are always very much sympathetic to understand where you are coming from and then give you questions in related areas. They won't fire you, trust me. Yeah, they're very nice. Exactly.
Empathy is where you start from PI itself. So they'll be empathetic towards you. They'll understand if you're not getting anything, they'll shift the genre. So it's completely. We can have the next question.
Yeah. So one is asking, you mentioned there are 20 scholarships for female candidates separately. What is the eligibility for those?
Sorry, it is 10 scholarships.
So there are total 120 scholarships across 3 crores. Okay. And there are 10 students, female students who are getting merit-based scholarship. In first year, the first 10 girls will be getting merit-based scholarship based on their CAT percentile. In second year, we have got another scholarship, the same merit-based scholarship, but based on your marks of first, second, third term and BFS included. That is what is their process. And we have got 120 scholarships in total across 3 crores, like worth of 3 crores.
Got it. So we have one last question by Ankit again, but this is a bit long question, I guess. He's asking, can you just share your personal interview experience? It will be helpful. So either all three of you can maybe share a bit of it, or maybe you can ask, I can ask him to contact you guys on LinkedIn and do that personally. Whatever you.
We'll take it. So my interview was for 10 minutes. Very clear, very easy. They asked me who explain about yourself, and it completely depend on my background, because I was the high scorer of my batch, and it was written in my profile as. So they encashed upon my background basically. So that was my internship, my interview experience all about. That's it.
Okay.
So for me, they started. So my name is Yukta. So they said, oh, there's a Miss Universe, a Miss World with my name. So it started in a very fun tone. Then they asked me a few economics questions, which I answered completely wrong. And it was very bad because I just gave my final semester exam and I gave wrong answers because I was very nervous of and didn't know. But so that's when I told you I tanked my interview. Then I asked them, I think I asked, so some of the other colleges are adopting villages and applying policies into that. So I asked that question which interested them, and then it further went on saying, okay, what do you think is rural area? Why you want to join it? That's when it kind of came.
What
And I
about
think
you?
I've answered it in previous question, previous parts. I'm done.
Right. All about your backgrounds and basically checking your passion, why you want to. So Mugli Lavan, I'm so sorry, Mugi Lavan, or whatever your name is, please apologies for the wrong pronunciation. So the question that you have asked before, we have already answered about the female scholarships. Now he is asking, do male candidates too get scholarships based on their merit performance?
Yes. So I would like to again say there are 20 there are the merit scholarship for 20 students. So 20 students get it. But the reservation is for 10 girls. That's the way. And then the other 10 students can be either girl or boys. It's a mixed bag for the 10 students. It happens in both the years. That's the easy way. And there are other scholarships which are open for everybody. You can apply. So this reservation is only for the 10 girls. The first scholarship that comes. That's it.
Okay, great. So, yeah, just want to conclude this. Ankit, who has been asking so many questions, he's thanking you guys, and he already is very sure that you guys will be his seniors in 4 5 months. So, congratulations on that confidence. Really like that. On that note, we are going to end this webinar, which has extended a bit, but it was informative. I hope we could help everyone. Everybody is saying thanks to all three of you. Thank you so much. And hopefully you will be their seniors soon. And on that note, I'm going to end. Thank you so much for joining for today's webinar. Thank you, guys. Thank you so much, all the speakers. And yeah, see you soon, guys. If you have any more questions, you can ask us on Inside IM or maybe contact them. We will get you guys in contact if you have something that is serious. Okay. Thank you so much. Okay. Bye.